Please read the disclaimer. I asked Elon Musk's AI Grok, what does he think about XRP going into 2026? I don't know what's going on with my hat here. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. 2025 is almost over, right? Christmas is this week, then next week it's New Year's, and the crypto market, the understatement, has been disappointing in 2025. It's been a roller coaster, right? Whoa, we've seen ups and downs in the crypto market. It hasn't played out the way that we wanted. And AI has become a big factor in the crypto market, in our daily lives. And I was interested. I was like, okay, let's ask the AIs. I actually asked two AIs. I thought about three, but I was like, okay, two's enough. Three's a crowd, right? Anybody that's in a relationship, trouble, it's a little bit, it's a lot of work. But I asked, started out with Elon Musk's AI Grok, and I also asked Google Gemini, what do they think about XRP, the future of XRP, the potential price action for XRP in 2026. Now, all I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. Smishity smash that like button. Let's try to get 3,000 likes on this video. I know you guys can do it. Now, currently XRP is sitting at $1.92. Now, maybe you're from the future and you're watching this video and the price of XRP is down or up. Hopefully this is like an evergreen video, meaning that it, gets a little bit traction post today, which usually XRP videos on my channel get like a 24-hour exposure and that's it. But we'll see what happens here. Now, I asked Grok, I said, so 2025 has not been great for the crypto market. Taking into consideration everything that happened for XRP and Ripple in 2025, SEC case dropped, XRP spot ETFs are alive, and the fact that the crypto market did not yet have its banana zone, right? The term that was coined by Raoul Pal. What would your prediction be for XRP in 2026 from a price action point of view, but also news that may happen for XRP and Ripple? Now, before we jump into it, I just want to remind you that what the AI says, we need to take it with a grain of salt, right? The AI can make mistakes. It's not from the future as well. And also a reminder that this video is for educational purpose, for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Also, if you want to take advantage of the crypto market, our partner BTCC will give you the opportunity to do so. You get a 10% deposit bonus on your first time deposit over 500 USDT. You can go long, you can go short on the market, but please trade responsibly, okay? You can make a lot of money, but lose a lot of money as well. If you're interested, link is in the description down below. It's another way to support the channel and to support what we're doing here. So link is in the description down below. You go to my website and you can get the link here at BTCC. You go down and you can join and start trading today. Again, I will get a commission. They are a partner of the channel. And again, please trade responsibly. Now, price action for 2026. Grok says here, you know what? I'm going to put myself on the other side. Better. Given the hypothetical scenario where the SEC cased against, well, it's not hypothetical. I don't know why he thinks this. See, these are mistakes that AI can make sometimes. You have to take it with a grain of salt. Grok, sometimes he's good, sometimes he's not, right? Providing complete regulatory clarity, and XRP spot XRP ETFs are now live, attracting institutional inflows. XRP is positioned for significant upside in 2026. The broader crypto market hasn't entered the full banana zone yet, which suggests pent-up demand could unleash in the coming year, especially if Bitcoin and Ethereum continue their upward trajectories and drag altcoins like XRP along. Historically, regulatory wins and ETF approvals had acted as major catalysts, similar to how Bitcoin surged over 150% in the year following its spot ETF launches. And Ethereum followed suit with gains exceeding 100%. But remember, this is me now, Ethereum had a rough time in the beginning, right? With XRP's current price hovering around $1.90 to $2.10, a conservative technical outlook points to a retest of its all-time high near 384 early in 2026, potentially breaking out to $5 to $8 in mid-year if market sentiment truly turns bullish. More optimistic scenarios factor in increased liquidity from ETFs and Ripple's payment network expansion could see XRP reaching $10 or higher by year end, representing a 400 to 500% gain from current levels. So very, very optimistic here from Grok. This assumes a broader market cap expansion for crypto, with XRP benefiting from its utility in cross-border payments. From a pure price action perspective, support levels. If there's any pullback, expect strong support at 150 to 180 based on recent consolidation patterns and psychological boost from resolved legal hurdles. Resistance and breakout. Key resistance sits at 250 recent highs and $3 pre-SEC lawsuit peaks. A breakout above $3 could trigger FOMO-driven buying, leading to rapid moves towards $5 in a banana zone phase. Volatility factors. XRP correlation with Bitcoin remains high, so BTC hitting 150,000 in potentially 2026 could amplify XRP gains. However, if global economic headwinds like inflation or geopolitical tensions persist, we might see choppy trading in the 2 to 4 range for the first half of the year before a late surge. Analyst consensus from various sources show wide range, reflecting uncertainty about but leaning bullish. So we got Standard at 8, LitPay at 390 to 18 potential, 980 average, and 5 to 50, Binance around 2, and CoinDex between 185 and 297. Community sentiment on X echoes this, with some users forecasting quick jumps about to potential 670, 67. You know that I have young boys with the 6'7". They're driving me crazy with it. By early January of 2026, or even potential of huge amounts, 20 plus bearish views exist, like only a 5% chance of hitting 320, but these seemed outdated given user assumed 2020 positives. Let's see potential news and developments for XRP and Ripple. With the SEC overhang removed from an ETF operational, 2026 could be a breakout year for the real world adoption. Here are recent outlook on likely news events based on ongoing trends. Regulatory and policy wins. Expect passage of pro-crypto legislations like the Clarity Act by early 2026, further cementing XRP status as a non-security and enabling more US banks integration. This could lead to headlines about Ripple partnering with major institutions for tokenized assets, potentially including US national things that could potentially happen. Stablecoin and product launches. Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin already launched. That could be potential for look for announcements of pilot programs with central banks for potential CBDCs. Expecting Ripple's network to hand trillions in cross-border volume. Partnership and acquisitions, more collaboration with global banks, expansion in Asia and Europe could dominate headlines, building on 2025's ETF momentum. Ripple might acquire fintech firms to bolster its ecosystem, leading to tokenized capital growth, and stories about XRP powering real estate or commodity tokenization markets, leadership, and competition as part of multi-chain future. XRP could feature in news about outperforming rivals like Solana or Binance Coin in utility metrics. If crypto enters a bull cycle, expect coverage as XRP rolls alongside with Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano in portfolio diversification. However, risks like top investors' warning to run could surface in adoption if adoption lags. We'll see. We'll see if that happens. Overall, 2026 shapes up for a transformative year for XRP, according to Grok here. So interesting. These predictions are based on current trends. Crypto is volatile, so do your own research, according to Grok. Now, interesting. Let's see what Gemini has said. And recently, people are talking about how Gemini is better than Grok, better than ChatGPT. So let's see what it said. It's understandable why 2025 feels like a mixed bag. While the legal resolution and ETF launch were the holy grail catalysts many waited for, market often experience a sell the news event or a period of digestion after such massive structural shifts. As we look towards 2026, the narrative shifts from surviving the SEC to scaling the utility. Um, the macro banana zone. The term banana zone, popularized by Raoul Paul, refers to potential parabolic phase of the cycle driven by global liquidity. The 5-year cycle. Analysts suggest the traditional 4-year cycle has stretched into 5-year cycle due to 2024's unique institutional front running. This places the liquidity peak squarely in quarter 1 to quarter 2 of 2026. The Fed pivot. With the US labor market showing cracks in late 2025, 2026 is projected to be a year of sustained rate cuts, where interest rate drops, risk-on assets like XRP historically benefits from surge in global M2 money supply. Right off the bat, Gemini feels better, right? I don't know, just the explanation is a lot better. It's why it's always important to get multiple sources, to ask multiple questions, to ask multiple AIs. In today's day and age, when almost everybody is asking AI or using AI as even a virtual assistant or anything like that, it's very important to ask multiple AIs because they run on different LLMs and and different backings, and they can make mistakes. You saw Grok was researching more in the beginning about from X posts and things like that, and there were mistakes in his analysis. So it's very, very important, as regular due diligence, to use multiple AIs. Technically, XRP is coming off a multi-year micro triangle. Breaking out of this typically leads to aggressive price discovery. And the scenarios here, giving the price targets with the bullish here 6 to 8, base case 350 to 450, and bearish support at 125 to 160. A worst case reset of old resistance turns support if macro conditions sour. 350 to 450 surpassing the 2018 all-time high 384 as ETF inflows mature and retail returns, and a potential Ripple IPO announcement actually, and so that we don't know if that's going to happen, but that could be a thing that happens in 2026. Analysts are watching the $3 psychological level. If XRP closes a monthly candle above 3, it enters a blue sky zone where historical resistance no longer exists. While 2025 was about permission, 2026 is about production. So, potential of a Ripple IPO. With the SEC case settled, the biggest non-crypto news will be Ripple Labs going public. Timing, potentially 2026, although, right, CEO, president, Monica Lang and Brad Garlinghouse said that that's not on the table for now. They have enough cash and they're not really interested in going IPO, but maybe things change. A successful IPO would decouple Ripple, the company, from XRP, the asset, potentially bringing in billions in legacy institutional capital that cannot hold crypto directly. XRPL technical evolution, right? Ripple's 2026 roadmap focused heavily on institutional DeFi. Zero knowledge ZK proofs scheduled for quarter 1, quarter 2 of 2026. This will allow banks to use the XRPL for private compliant transactions, removing the final barrier for major Western banks to use XRP for settlement. And the native lending protocol 2026 will likely see a full-scale rollout of XRPL lending protocol, allowing users to earn yield on XRP natively without centralized intermediaries, and ETF maturation. In 2025, the XRP ETFs were new. By 2026, they will be integrated into the model portfolios of registered investment advisors. Prediction, expect multi-asset ETFs to become the dominant investment vehicles for 401k and 2026. So these are baskets, right? If you've been watching the channel for a while, these are the ones that I think that will be the most popular, the basket ETFs, which have multiple diversification of the crypto market. And I think that those will be the most popular going forward in the next 5 to 10 years. But we'll see. We'll see. CBDC pilots concluding. Several central bank pilots, including those in the Middle East and Southeast Asia, are expected to transition from testing to live operations in 2026. Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin will likely act as the grease between these CBDCs, using XRP as the bridge asset. So what to watch? The boredom of late 2025 is often the foundation of a potential 2026 rally. If the ISM index move above 50, and we've talked about this as well, I'm really liking the answer here from Gemini a lot more than Grok. Elon, you gotta pick it up a little bit, right? Above the 50 and global M2 continues to rise. The technical setup for XRP suggests a move towards potential $4 in the primary trend. So this is, again, a very interesting potential outlook here for 2026. There's a lot of things that will happen that could potentially happen. But again, we have to remember that we don't know what's going to happen in 2026 world-wise, event-wise, financial-wise. We don't know. Will we have a new Fed in the US? What will happen with Japan? How will things roll out? Will there be peace around the world? Will there not be peace around the world? And these are a lot of factors that we need to take into consideration that we don't know if they will play out. Also, the crypto markets, will Clarity Act pass? Will it not? Will it be delayed? All those things that could affect the crypto market going forward. I am very bullish long term on the crypto market. I'm talking 5-10 years down the line. Short term, 2026, we don't know what's going to happen. If you'd asked me at the end of 2024, where we would be at the end of 2025, I had a image in my mind, but I knew that maybe it wouldn't play out because of things that I have experienced in my own life. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that I always talk about having the monkey on my shoulder because things can change and things can shift. And no, it didn't play out the way I hoped for or everybody was predicting, but I took that as a possibility that it could happen. And people that are subscribed and been watching and listening for a while know that and know maybe they set themselves up the way that they should. So again, if you haven't yet subscribed, now's the time to do so. Check out the links in the description down below. Drop a comment, 8 for infinity and beyond if that's where you want to go. And easiest thing to support the channel is to just smash the like button. Reminding that this video was for educational and entertainment purposes only, and you always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest, not financial advice. Very, very important. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.